Good Monday morning, English 1102 scholars. This is the second week, technically, I guess, of the semester. Even though last week there was only one class day and we had the weekend off, the 3-day weekend. But I guess this is the second week in which classes are held, even though it's the first full week. So, welcome back. I hope you've had a relaxing and enjoyable weekend. Some of you have already started on your work for this semester, which is great. I'm happy to see that. And I think that if you keep up with this class, you'll do well. All right, I don't have much to say here. But the video lectures for the 5 short stories have finally been completed. I finally got the last one done yesterday morning. So I hope those video lectures are helpful to you in helping you to understand these stories. These stories have a little bit more complexity than they look like sometimes, especially, say, A Rose for Emily. But all the stories really do. And I have set up these videos in such a way that you're supposed to be able to use them in conjunction with the PowerPoint presentation on that particular story. Now, I don't have 5 separate PowerPoints for each story. What I have is one PowerPoint presentation which covers fiction and narration, and then it covers all of the stories in the same PowerPoint slideshow. So it's about a 33 slide show, but each story only takes up, say, 4 or 5 slides. What I would do if I were you is I would go ahead and watch the video for the fiction and narration first to kind of give you a base to build upon. And then, as you read each story, watch the videos. Sometimes I would say read the story first and then watch the video, although some people find watching the video first helpful. But either way, however you do it, use those in conjunction with each other to give you a better idea of the stories. I also have the directions for the prose essay posted. Now, I do have to apologize for one thing. Usually, I try to make sure I do a thorough job of giving all the instructions, and it was brought to my attention by an eagle-eyed student that I forgot to put the word count requirement in the paper itself. Turns out that I always put that word count in, except for this time. So, to that student, thank you for pointing it out to me. The word count I want for this video, or this essay, is somewhere between 300 to 700 words. That gives you, if you do MLA formatting, which I have a handout in the folder for how to set up a essay properly in MLA formatting, it should be about 1.5 to 3 pages. So that's 12 point times New Roman font, double space, no extra space between paragraphs. I'll expect a header, and it should be somewhere between 1.5 to 3 pages. You really can't talk about a story very thoroughly in 1 page. You can barely do it in 1.5. This is about a 5-paragraph essay we're talking about. We have an introduction, 3 main points, with each paragraph developing one of those points, and then a concluding paragraph to kind of wrap things up. But go through those instructions, and there is, like I said, there's a handout in D2L about a template to help you set up an MLA formatted essay so that you don't have to keep doing all of that every time you open up your Word program with a new document. You should be able to open up the template and then start typing and you're off. So, again, my apologies for forgetting that, and to that poor student who I said in a snippy way, look at the instructions. Well, okay, I messed up on that one. So anyway, go ahead and get started on that. You have 1 week. The first essay is due next Monday. I'll be happy to look over any earlier drafts. If you happen to be on campus, I'd rather you come by my office with a hard copy, and you and I can sit at my desk face to face. However, I am fully aware of the fact that many of you are taking this class online because you don't have, or you don't live in Albany, or perhaps you work a 9-to-5 job and you can't get to my office during business hours. So an email should be sufficient. Don't send anything in the Dropbox and ask me to look it over, because anything that goes in the Dropbox will get a grade. So for those of you that are confident in your writing, you can go ahead and submit it in the Dropbox. For those of you that are not so confident in your writing, give me an email or visit me in my office, or even pick up the phone and call me during my office hours. Let's say you do work a 9-to-5 job, but you have a lunch break. Maybe during that lunch break, we can talk on the phone. Now, if your lunch break happens to be from 12 until whatever, let me know in an email that you're going to call me ahead of time, so I'll still be in my office, because usually by about noontime I'll be gone on just about every day. And Tuesdays and Thursdays I actually take a PE class. So one of the benefits of going to Darden is I get to take a PE class. So you can look at that schedule and let me know, hey, I'd like to call you on Monday at 12:30. Then I'll be in my office at 12:30 on Monday. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, the quiz grading. Some of you have already taken the quizzes, which makes me happy because you've already got a jump on the semester. You have to read all 5 stories first and then take the quiz. The quizzes will be graded by D2L and you'll probably get a really, really low score. These are short answer and I've had to put answers in there. And the way D2L works is if your answer does not appear word for word, letter for letter, exactly like my answer, it will mark it wrong. Fear not, relax. I will go in after you've taken the quiz and I will give you credit for any answer you got correct. And one example I can use for this is from the story Two Kinds. One of the questions is, what musical instrument is the source of conflict between Jingmei and her mother? Well, I did not put the article "the" in front of the name of the instrument, so I only put the name of the instrument. So if you go in there and say "the blank," D2L will mark it wrong because I didn't write the word "the" in my answer. Don't worry, I'll go in there and I'll say, okay, you got this right, and I'll give you the credit. So far, everybody's taken the quiz has gotten A's, or everybody whose quizzes I've graded, which should be everybody at this point that I've taken it. So don't panic if you get a 2 out of 10 on your quiz. That's not your true score. And that's, let's see, yeah, that's about it. I'll have these videos every Monday morning, usually by 8 o'clock a.m. So you can get an update on what's going on in class, or maybe some changes or whatnot. They'll be listing these videos as well as usually in the emails. So happy reading. I hope you enjoy these 5 stories, and I hope you find one that you're really excited about writing about, and that we'll have a bunch of good essays.